Hey everybody, this is my new native tank I just set up, and I just put some plants in here about 5 minutes ago, and I want to get a little bit of video of it before it's too late. And I say that because I have 5 crayfish in this tank, and I'm not kidding. While I was still standing here plucking the little errant pieces of vegetation that are floating around the tank, picking the odd piece of duckweed off the surface, etc., and before I was even finished, one of the small crayfish came crawling out. I swear it saw the plant and gleefully ran over to it. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but that little sort of grayish brown patch right there is the crayfish. It just sort of nestled itself right into the middle, and that's where it's been ever since. And I'll grant you it's only been a few minutes, but I would imagine it's either in there hiding or it is in there feeding. And the crayfish will both, they'll eat the plant, and they will also sort of root through the plant looking for anything they can find that maybe got trapped in the plant, anything else that may be hiding in the plant. Crayfish are fascinating little creatures, and they are pretty much opportunistic hunters. They will hunt and kill fish. They'll catch them if they can, but predominantly they feed off of general detritus, really. Dead leaves, vegetation. They'll crawl out of the water at night. They'll root through the underbrush a little bit and the leaf vegetation, leaf litter on the floor, the forest floor, or wherever, next to the stream. They'll eat worms, microcrustaceans, all kinds of just little anything. So plants is one of the things that I really think they like a lot, because they really, really do a number on plants when you've got them in a tank. As I suspected, we're already starting to see a little bit of cave digging going on underneath of there. It's kind of hard to tell from this weird angle, but we do have one of the crayfish already starting to dig out underneath of that corner right there. I'm wishing we could see a little more activity here. There's one. Well, he saw me coming and he went and dashed away. You can still see that little one sitting right there. I definitely tend to see them hanging around this mound of rocks much more so than I do any other part of the tank. So at first I wasn't real happy with the way that pile of rocks looks. It's kind of there just to hide the bricks that are supporting my dead tree. But ultimately it's kind of nice to have a little pile of rocks there, because it does give the crayfish a lot of little nooks and crannies they can burrow into and hide. So as far as the plants, we put some, I'm still calling this milfoil. I really do not think that is green cobamba, although it possibly could be green cobamba, what is it, North Carolina? So it is native to the East Coast here, but I don't think this is it. I really don't think that is the cobamba. The cobamba will actually put little flowers up and out of the water, and I don't ever recall seeing this stuff flower. I will be keeping my eyes open for it when I'm out at the reservoir and we get to see it in its natural environment. I would imagine if it hasn't flowered by this time of year, it's either going to be flowering now, or it's just not what I think it is. Well, it's not the cobamba, because that's what flowers. Milfoil, to my knowledge, does not flower, and again, I've never seen that stuff flower, so I'm pretty sure that's the invasive species of milfoil. And then of course we added some anacharis here. The milfoil we pulled out of my waterfall tank. I cleaned it up as best I could. It had that green slimy stuff growing on it, and of course it had duckweed with it. I didn't get it all. No, still didn't get it all. Anyway, I got some duckweed in the tank now. Yay, I'm happy about that. And then the anacharis came from a tank I've got out on the back porch. When I brought home all of the plants originally and showed everybody the native plants I brought home, I just threw them in a tank that's got a couple of inches of water on my back porch about the middle of summer and just kind of forgot about them, and they've been sitting there ever since. And when I went out to check this evening, the whole tank is just one thick carpet of anacharis, and it's all rooted in to the substrate and everything. So I actually pulled 2 nice little root bundles out and stuck them in here, And again, I don't know how long this is going to last. The crayfish are probably going to make fairly quick work of them. They will either dig it up and it will keep, you know, getting dug up and swirling around, floating around in the tank, or they will just straight up eat it. And, you know, it'll just get destroyed and I won't have it in there at all anymore. So I'm hoping this weekend I will be able to get some fish started in here. I don't know exactly what I'm going to put in here just yet or what's going to go in first. I've got a pretty good idea of what's going to go in here. I'm just not sure about what's going to go in here first. There is a crayfish right there on the edge. It probably was the one that was in the anacharis there a minute ago. It's kind of in the darkness. I don't know how well it's coming out on camera or not, but there is a little crayfish sitting in there at the moment. So I have two of the larger ones, and we're calling this the larger one. Got two about that size, and then I have three that are about the size of that one we just saw in the anacharis and that little tiny one we saw over here a few minutes ago behind that piece of milfoil. So we'll have to wait and see how they all grow out together. And again, I've got my ideas of what kind of plants, fish I want to put in there. I want to probably put some rosy-side dace. That's the most colorful fish I can think of around here, although I dare say it's probably going to fade out and they're all going to lose their color within a short time of being in captivity. But we'll try. You know, we'll get the dace, or you know, the rosy-side dace in here, and we'll try. And then gambusia is probably going to be the other fish that goes in for now, and then we'll just have to play it by ear. So there you go. That's a look at what it looks like so far. 5 crayfish, 2 bundles of anacharis, and a few tufts of what I'm calling milfoil, but might possibly be cobamba. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right, everybody, there's today's update on my new native tank. Make sure you're subscribed. You won't miss any of the updates I got coming up. And, of course, you want to see what it looks like once I finally get some fish going on in there. So thanks again for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you real soon in the next one.